In the twilight of a world where the arcane was as common as the wind, a peculiar stillness had begun to creep over the land of Eldoria. It was as if the very air had hushed in anticipation, or perhaps in fear. The great spellbinders, once revered as gods among mortals for their boundless command over the elements, now felt a fraying at the edges of their power. Among them, a fledgling arcanist named Thalric sought the whispers of forgotten lore, hoping to uncover a path to salvation. Thalric's journey led him through the enchanted forest of whispering willows, where every leaf and vine thrummed with latent magic. It was here, amidst the flora that hummed with a luminescent glow under the moon's caress, that he first encountered the creature known only in myth. It was an entity of ethereal beauty, with wings that shimmered like the midnight sky and eyes that held the depth of the cosmos. The creature observed Thalric with a curiosity that belied an intelligence beyond the mundane fauna. It spoke not with words but with thoughts that resonated directly within Thalric's mind. "Arcanist," it began, its voice like a melody of the stars. "The prophecy you seek to thwart is one I have guarded since the age of the ancients. You do not face this blight alone." The arcanist, taken aback by the sudden communion, felt a glimmer of hope spark within him. The entity, whom Thalric came to know as Elyrin, revealed itself to be the last of the celestial familiars, beings born from the astral energies that wove the fabric of magic itself. Elyrin had watched as the doom spell, a malevolent curse foretold to drain the world of its enchantment, slowly began its insidious spread. It had chosen Thalric, sensing in him a latent power that even the great spellbinders lacked. Together, they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, where the veil between worlds was thin and the ancient magic still thrived. Elyrin guided Thalric to an altar of old, overgrown with moss and creeping ivy, yet still pulsing with a power untouched by the doom spell. Here, they would begin their quest to reverse the curse, to reweave the fraying tapestry of magic that sustained Eldoria. The altar, known as the Nexus of Nihility, was said to be the birthplace of the first magic. Elyrin's presence seemed to stir the slumbering energies within it, as if the forest itself recognized the creature's ancient lineage. Thalric, with Elyrin's guidance, began the intricate incantations necessary to tap into the Nexus. It was a delicate dance of words and will, a symphony that the arcanist had to conduct with utmost precision. As the chant progressed, the forest around them seemed to lean in closer, the trees whispering secrets long kept. The Nexus responded, its glow intensifying with each verse completed. It was then that the spirits of the forest, ephemeral and luminescent, began to manifest. They swirled around Thalric and Elyrin, their lights mingling with the energies emanating from the Nexus, creating a tapestry of light and shadow. The spirits spoke of the doom spell's origin, a tale of a vengeful deity whose heart had been hardened by the loss of her domain. Her curse was her final act against the mortals who had forgotten her altars, a spiteful legacy to ensure that if she were to be forgotten, so too would the magic that thrived under her reign. Elyrin listened intently, its eyes reflecting the sorrow of the tale. It was Elyrin's turn to add its power to the ritual. The familiar extended its wings, and the celestial patterns upon them began to resonate with the Nexus. A stream of stardust flowed from its feathers, intertwining with the chant. Thalric felt the surge of energy coursing through him, a connection to Elyrin that went beyond the physical, a bond forged in the crucible of their shared purpose. The ritual reached its zenith as the Nexus erupted in a column of pure, radiant light, piercing the heavens. The forest held its breath. For a moment, all was silent, until the light exploded outward in a shockwave of magic, washing over Eldoria. The effect was immediate and profound. Magic, thought to be waning, renewed its pulse throughout the land. The first step in reversing the doom spell had been successful, but Thalric and Elyrin knew their journey had only just begun. The renewal of magic was but a fleeting victory. The doom that lingered was far from lifted. Thalric and Elyrin's bond had grown stronger, yet the path ahead was shrouded in uncertainty. The spirits of the forest had spoken of a fragmented relic, the Aetherion Shard, whose pieces were scattered across the realms, each piece guarded by trials of wit, courage, and strength. The first fragment was said to reside within the caverns of echoing resonance, a place where sound was both the peril and the path. As they journeyed, the canopy above whispered of the cavern's guardian, a creature of silence, born from the absence of noise. Elyrin's luminous gaze pierced the darkness, a beacon for Thalric as they navigated the treacherous undergrowth. Upon reaching the cavern's maw, the silence was oppressive, a tangible void that sought to smother their resolve. Thalric recalled the lessons of the ancients, the art of listening to the unspoken, and it was this skill that he employed. With each step, the silence grew denser, until at last they stood before the Guardian, a being of shadow and stillness. The Guardian did not move, did not breathe. It existed between the beats of time, in the space where sound once was. Elyrin, with its cosmic affinity, began to weave a tapestry of starlight, a symphony of silent brilliance that filled the void. The Guardian stirred, its form shifting, resonating with the celestial display. As the silent symphony reached its crescendo, the Guardian bowed its head in deference, revealing the Aetherion Shard. It glimmered with the light of 1,000 suns, a piece of creation itself. Thalric extended his hand, and as his fingers brushed the shard, visions of the past and future cascaded through his mind. He saw the doom spell being cast, the deity's wrath, and in the flickering shadows, the key to reversing the curse. With the Aetherion Shard in their possession, Thalric and Elyrin set their sights on the next fragment, hidden within the lost Isles of Meridia. Legends spoke of these isles as a place of paradisiacal beauty, veiled by enchantments and protected by the sea's wrath. The journey was long. The sea, a tempestuous force that tested the resolve of any who dared its treacherous expanse. As their vessel approached the shrouded isles, the sea calmed, parting to reveal the archipelago, each island a testament to the wonders of the ancient world. Towering waterfalls, azure lakes and sky-piercing mountains awaited them, each isle alive with magic. The shard was said to be atop the highest peak, within the shrine of the Sky Dancer, guarded by the Tempest itself. The ascent was arduous, the path winding through lush valleys and over precarious ridges. Thalric and Elyrin encountered creatures of all manner, each more wondrous than the last. They met with the Sky Dancers, beings of air and light, who spoke in breezes and whose movements painted the clouds. They offered guidance, their voices a gentle zephyr that spoke of the shrine's trials. At the peak, the shrine of the Sky Dancer loomed, a structure of cloud and stone, harmonizing with the wind. The second Guardian was the embodiment of the Tempest, a maelstrom of energy and air that swirled around the shrine. Elyrin's astral essence glowed in response, its form shimmering with stardust, ready to dance with the storm. Thalric stepped forward, his heart a drumbeat in sync with the Tempest's rhythm. Elyrin moved with him, their steps a choreography of trust and elemental power. They danced upon the precipice, their movements commanding the wind. As they danced, the Guardian's fury abated, revealing the second Aetherion Shard, cradled within the eye of the storm. With 2 Aetherion Shards in their possession, Thalric and Elyrin's quest led them to the final piece, hidden within the ruins of the Last Dawn, a place where time itself was said to stand still. The ruins lay in a realm forgotten by most, where the sun hung low, forever on the brink of setting, casting an eternal twilight over the land. The journey through the Twilight Realm was surreal, the air thick with the magic of eons past. Ancient structures, monuments to civilizations long gone, dotted the landscape, their stories etched in stone and shadow. The final shard was located in the heart of the ruins, within a temple that held the remnants of the first dawn. As they entered the temple, they found themselves in a chamber of mirrors, each reflecting not their image but their desires, fears, and the moments that had led them to this point. The final Guardian awaited them here, a being of light and reflection, the custodian of time's ebb and flow. To claim the last shard, they must confront the truth of their own essence. The battle was unlike any other, a fight not with might, but with self. Elyrin's light mingled with the twilight, creating a spectrum of dusk that illuminated the chamber. Thalric faced his reflections, each a challenge to his resolve, his purpose, and his understanding of magic. With Elyrin's guidance, he navigated the labyrinth of his soul, confronting and embracing each aspect. As the final confrontation drew to a close, the Guardian yielded, and the last Aetherion Shard emerged from the heart of the temple, its light a beacon in the twilight. With all 3 shards united, the prophecy was within reach of being reversed. Yet, the true test had just begun. The shards, once separate, now demanded a unity of purpose and heart, a fusion of magic and will that only Thalric and Elyrin together could achieve.